What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to hook up a wireless charger to your Harley Sportster S. This will work with quad lock or Peak Designs, either way. I went with Peak Designs because their mount is just, I think it's better. It's a lot less bulky too. But basically, I'm going to show you how to wire this cleanly and hook up to some factory connections under the seat here. So quad lock's been around longer, I'm pretty sure, but the Peak Designs setup, you have a phone case that attaches into these little tabs. It also uses a really strong magnet to hold on there. It ships separately from the phone case. I haven't gotten my phone case, but funny enough, my phone actually still hooks up to it from just the MagSafe. Obviously, you're not going to want to ride around like that, though. Yeah, so here's the trick. You're going to need to loosen your tank. There's going to be these T30 bolts, and those bolt right under here. So we're not going to remove the whole tank. You don't need to. But yeah, the one on the left side is going to be right there. Just pop that one out. The other one on the right side's a little easier to get to. It's going to be right there. And then, once you've done that, you don't need to take the tank off. You just need to be able to move it a little bit. So what I did is ran my wire, and I opted for the USB-A cable, which was extra, but anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Just kind of lifted the tank up, like fed it under here. And let's see, you might be able to make it out in here. It's that thin one right there, kind of far back. But anyway, ran it up in there so it's not like dangling here, or I didn't have to zip tie it to the brake line or anything. But then it's going to come out right here, through here, and I just ran it right here. And I went with USB-A because you can buy this little guy. So this will take 12 volt, step it down to 5 volt USB. That's right there, gerbing. They use this for heated clothing. And that brings us to our next point. On the Sportster S and most Harleys, they're going to have a couple of little spots here, or these cords that are for heated clothing. And what we do is we're going to use this. We're going to plug that in here, then plug our USB into it, and this will be a switched power source for our wireless charger. So let me hook this up and I'll show you. All right, I got everything wired up here. I routed the USB-A through here. Now I got it coming up under here. Here's my little gerbing converter. It's just gonna set in that little pocket there, connected to the heated clothing 12 volt port. And this is a switched source. So before I test it, you might ask, why in the world don't you just use the USB right here? The USB-C. It is right there. However, you know, the cord they have is long, and so I'd have to hide the extra cord. And then there's the fact that when you unscrew this, you're just going to have a little cord sticking out haphazardly right there while you're riding around. And you're also not supposed to leave anything plugged in here when you're off the bike. You just risk snagging it and maybe snapping that port or whatever you got plugged into it. And it's just not as clean. That just looks, I mean, you're not going to notice that. It just looks factory. And obviously you want to turn your bars a little bit, make sure it's not binding up or stretching, and it's not. So I'm filming on my phone here, so I don't have a way to prove that it's charging, but you can listen for my phone connecting to the charger when I set it down here. So turn it on power. And then I'm going to set my phone on the MagSafe charger. And there you go. I know you heard that. So, works. Hopefully that tip helps somebody. Once again, the little Gerbing 12 volt to 5 volt step down converter. And yeah, I'm gonna put the bolts back in my tank so it doesn't go flying off. If you have any questions, leave me a comment and I'll help you best I can. Thanks for watching.